Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from group 11. Let's introduce our group. My name is M.Nasokha and my partner is Muhammad Farhan Zidan. Today we will discuss about internet multilinguality. Although it is very difficult to know the exact number of languages spoken on earth, there are 60,000.90 12 language catalog in the 5th edition of Ethnologue, Language of the World, an encyclopedia reference work that tries to organize all the world now living language by continent and country. It is estimated that 96% of this language, around 60,000.60 are spoken by a mere 4% of the world's population, and 8 most popular languages are spoken by more than half of the world population. These languages are English, Mandarin, Chinese, Hindi, Spanish, Russian, Arabic, and Bengali, and Portuguese. English is the most widely spoken and written language with some 300 until 400 million native speakers. It is also the most widely learned second language with 1.9 billion speakers. Nearly a third of the world population. English was also a dominant language on the internet around 1997 when 80 until 85% of the website were in English. In 1999, 96% of e-commerce websites income domain were in English. Daimler Chrysler sells in more than 200 countries with 28 websites in more than 20 languages. Furthermore, at the end of 2005, the English-speaking internet population dropped to 30.6%, while the non-English speaking internet population increased to 68.4%. Besides English, the other most popular language on the internet are Chinese, Japanese, Spanish, German, French, Korean, Portuguese, Italian, and Russian. Obviously, there have 49% all internet users are from a small number of non-English speaking countries in East Asia and Europe, and many of them might be limited to the native language for accessing information on the internet. Such a rapid increase in the number of non-English speaking internet users strongly implies that multilinguality is becoming more and more crucial and indispensable in a marketplace that call for a good practice in computer-mediated communication on the internet and the web. The following issue related to multilinguality were defined by P.G. and Peters 1997 for the purpose of analyzing the topic of multilingual language recognition and representation and multilingual language and retrieval. Internationalization enable worldwide communication no matter what the language. Localization adapting to local needs. Multilingual digital library containing documents in more than one language. Multilingual document containing text in more than one language. Cross-language retrieval, retrieving any type of text composed or indexed in one language via a query formula in another language. Besides the above issue that represents some vital dimension of multilinguality on the internet, there are some issues represent other important dimensions of internet multilinguality. Multilingualization, globalization, localization, machine translate, search engine optimization, international domain name. There are three main in the internet multilinguality. There are main challenges, their major dimension, and three practical recommendations. Let's start with internet multilinguality three main challenges. Challenge of language barriers. The language barriers to online communication not only refer to the historical dominance of the English language, but also refer to the presently increasing multilinguality on the internet for global electronic commerce. Challenge of cultural difference. The cultural difference may cause misinterpretation in online communication. Something that is appropriate and acceptable in one culture may not be appropriate and acceptable in another culture. Therefore, on a multilingual website, the use of symbols, icons, image, colors, values, rituals, idioms, metaphors, solutions, geography, and time zone need to be appropriately chosen according to a cultural context, thus avoiding being misunderstood or offensive. Challenge of cultural difference. The technological difficulties mainly refer to the problem with character sets. There is no ACCIC analogs for the non-Latin characters used by the Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Arabic, Hebrew, and other non-English language. Take Chinese for example. It is difficult for users of Chinese to browse, navigate, filter, and process the Chinese information on the web because the internet protocols, technology, and application are English oriented and not Chinese friendly.
Okay, the next point is internet multilinguality, three major dimensions. Multi, the first is multilingual websites. A typical multilingual website should contain a mixture of global content and local content. The global content need to be presented in many languages for customers all over the world and usually cover product information, technical support, document, tutorials, corporate profiles, provide branding message, and the design of the web itself. The local content has to be written for its target language audience and usually include locally available product, local promotion, sales and advertising campaigns, and local point of purchase indicates. A well-designed multilingual website for a given audience would adequately meet their information needs. For instance, a Chinese version of corporate website will be helpful to promote information relevant to a Chinese audience. It will also help to overcome potential cultural barriers when users are able to navigate, understand, and interact on the website in the native language. According to WordLingo, a leading innovator and provider of translation and localization service and technology, web user will not only stay twice as long, but will also be up to 4 times more likely to purchase from a multilingual website that communicates in their native language. The second is multilingual domain names. Multilingual domain names, also known as international domain names or IDNS, are web addresses in non-ASCII2 character-based languages such as Chinese, Korean, Japanese, Arabic, and Russian. Traditionally, domain names were written in English, which is an ASCII2-based language. A non A non-English speaking user of the internet had to type an English domain name in order to access a website, so there have been complaints about the English-only domain name system DNS calling for the use multilingual character to represent web address. The formation of the Multilingual Internet Names Consortium in 200 made it possible to promote domain name internationalization to include multilingual and multi-script support for the web addresses. With availability in more than 315 for web addresses. With availability in more 300 315 language IDNS would enable internet users around the world to overcome language barrier using non-SG2 character from the desired language in web addresses. In November 200, Chinese character could be used to register .com, .org, and .net domain name at the website of the VeriSign. The third is multilingual search engines. In order to meet the increasing needs in accessing multilingual information on the internet, a number of web search engines have been offering search capabilities in different languages so that users are able to restrict their search to websites in one or several preselected languages. As early as in 1997, a multilingual search engine called Titan was developed based on the bilingual technology. It allowed translation of queries from Japanese to English and English to Japanese. Titan helps Japanese users to search the web using their own language. Okay, the next point is Internet multilinguality, 3 practical recommendations. Website, the first, website globalization. There have been different approaches to develop and implement a multilingual website, and two have been historically adopted for many of the websites. One is website is globalization and the other website localization. The former global the content for broadening and business appeal to a general international audience, and the latter localizes the content to appeal to customers of a particular nation of culture. Here, globalization is regarded as the third part, beside globalization and localization, to develop a major internet website for the various sectors in industry in the United States and Europe. The second is website globalization. There are many examples of globalization. For example, McDonald's in China have changed the menu served rice local Chinese customer, and McDonald's in France have replaced familiar Ronald McDonald mascot with Asterix the Gaul, a popular French cartoon character. The third is web-based machine translation. Machine translation system connected by the internet may allow cross-language communication with anyone, from anywhere and anytime. The web-based translation makes it possible in instantly interpret regionally dialect and idiomatic expression in various languages. With the machine translation system, the product and service can be obtained and or provided in the local language. This helping international business and market to grow and allowing local culture and language to thrive. There are various companies that provide software and service for web-based machine translation. The following are some of the more popular ones: Babelfish, FreeTranslation.co, IBM's Alphaworld, Entertrain, System, and Trados. Uh, the last is human language technology. The rapid growth of the internet, the web pose new challenge to human language technology, while the increasing multilinguality of the internet constitutes an additional challenge of online communication. Therefore, we need human language technology to enable people to communicate with machines using natural communication and overcome the language barrier for e-commerce, education, and internet cooperation.
Future trends. In the information age represented by the internet, multilingual websites will have become a common ground for online communication for people across national boundaries. On the web, users are 70% more likely 70 more likely to percent more likely to stay on a website that speak their native language. Also, their willingness to buy something online increased by at least 40% if the website in local. Every year in the next 10 years or longer, there will be more than 100 million non-English speaking people going into the internet and the web. With such a steady growing online population, internet multilinguality will remain an important aspect of the internet and the web, just as out by Crystal. The future looks good for web multilingualism. The information age represented by the internet, as mentioned before, the triangular relationship among language, technology, and culture will continue to create new challenges for global e-commerce. Therefore, we need to make sure that internet as a multilingual community will allow every individual, every culture, and every language, and every technology to contribute to and benefit from a multilingual online world. Conclusion. Internet multilinguality as an important topic involves issues of language, culture, technology, and law that collectively affect international interaction in online environments. This chapter has provided an in-depth discussion on some interesting aspects of Internet multilinguality, focusing on three main challenges and three major dimensions. Three practical recommendations were also discussed in detail. All this work led to a better understanding of multilinguality on the internet, so that 1. The obstacle created by language barriers could be removed. 2. The misunderstanding brought by cultural difference will be avoided, and the problem caused by technological difficulties could be solved. Thank you.